Okay, everybody, Edsson requested for us to go live. So I want that to be the disclaimer of why it don't seem like we know exactly what we're doing. Because it's not something we do regularly. So, okay. All right, for those of you who are waiting, hi Christina Sims, how are you? Um, Rashonda, hey Rashonda, long time no see. John, thank you for letting me know you can hear and see me. Wonderful. We're waiting on Edsson. He's trying to figure out the computer. For those of you who know, this is our first time going Facebook Live. We're in my office in our headquarters here in TNE Magazine in Pasadena, California. Who else we got? Hey, Boo. Hey, Rashonda. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with TNE Magazine, we're a multicultural lifestyle magazine that is established for people of color to be able to learn how to live the American dream and stay true to their culture. So please, if you know somebody that you think will be an excellent feature for the magazine, reach out to us, contact us, and we're more than happy to connect with the people that you feel like are making a difference in their community and with their culture. So just reach out to us. For those of you who do not know me and have never seen me, my name is Nicole Stewart. I'm the editor-in-chief of TNE Magazine here in Pasadena, and we're a nationally syndicated digital magazine. Again, this is our first time going Facebook Live, so kind of got to bear with us. We're still very new to this. Hey, Shanita. So Shanita's on the live stream now. We're getting everything hooked up. Sorry for the delay, guys. So if you have any questions for me, now is the perfect time to ask while we're waiting on Edsson. If you have read the magazine before, comment in the comments below and let me know what's your favorite issue. That helps me out, kind of gauge the crowd, see who's here. Has everyone already applied to win our free weekend getaway to the Essence Festival in New Orleans? It's, the last day is in 6 days, so you have 6 days left to enter to win. So if you want to win, now is the time. All right, so let's contact Edsson.
Okay, guys, I think we're back with Nicole.
Hey, Edsson.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. All right, perfect. I think we're good to go.
Okay. Okay, so one screen, I'm looking at your live chat, and the other screen, I'm looking at my live chat.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So, alright.
All right, it's perfect. Nicole, what's the weather like in LA right now?
Oh, the weather is great. The weather is wonderful. It's kind of super hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man.
Now, you're in Canada right now, right?
Where?
You in Canada?
Yeah, in Toronto. And man, I'm telling you, it's beautiful. It was a little gray today, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely miss LA and the LA weather. But today was such a beautiful, cool, like hot summer day, you know, and you don't get many of those in LA, unfortunately. But yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to connect everybody to the live stream on my end.
Ah, I got you. Yeah.
How many people do you have in your group right now?
We're moving on up right now to the double digits. We're getting to 11.
Okay. That's crazy because your screen, the one that I'm watching, is kind of delayed. So, all right.
Who are you connecting right now?
I'm trying to get everybody hooked up who was on the screen before that I lost on the past screen.
Ah, yeah. They just gotta join. Like, they just have to. I didn't even know that you could actually send it out. Oh, yeah, I see that. I see the plus person. And you can look somewhere.
Yeah, the option to share.
Oh, to invite. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay, so I'm sharing yours.
I didn't even know you could do that. That's so neat.
This is great. Yeah. Where did you go? How we're doing it today at TNE Magazine.
Yeah, tell her that's the way we're doing it today. Let her know, Nicole Stewart. We ain't got no other options.
That's it. That's all we got.
Yeah, tell her.
All right, let's get started.
Yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Okay, so you can see me, but I can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicole Stewart. The Nicole Stewart. I wanted all my Facebook people to hear you, to hear how awesome your voice is, your twang, your accent.
Yeah, that Midwest, straight out of Cleveland. Enjoy it.
I love it.
So just so the people know, and tell the people on my live stream who are listening next to you with, tell the people a little bit about you, how you got into acting, what kind of motivated you to go along this path. Give them a little overview of who you are and what brought you this way.
All right, cool. Yeah, a little bit about me. So, I was definitely the kind of kid you would grow up in elementary school who'd steal your lunch money and buy you ice cream with it. You know what I mean? I was that kind of guy. I was born in Mexico, and then I came to Canada when I was very young, and my family, we came to like pretty much government housing in London, Ontario. Shout out to all my London people, especially east of LA, Bonaventure. Especially on the side that we grew up, it was kind of like the melting pot for a whole bunch of immigrants and stuff like that. So I grew up with a very like diverse crowd, and I grew up with a lot of Latinos. And yeah, that was kind of like my upbringing, and so coming from those kind of like meager means, so to speak, I was taught, especially in a traditional Mexican family, that you go to school, you get an education. Although my parents are all Salvadorian, but they moved to Mexico because of the Civil War in El Salvador, so that's where I was born. And so anyways, being born in that kind of a family, that you go to university, you get the best, and then you get your master's, and so I always wanted to be an actor. I knew I wanted to be an actor when I was like 7, 10 years old, but I always knew that I had to go to university. Like I wanted to definitely make my Mexican, my Latino immigrant parents proud, to be like my son became like a doctor, or he became a high school teacher, or like a professor or something, or like working in the lab. So as time went on, actually when I was 12, I got my first agent that a family friend, childhood friend I should say, kind of hooked me up with. Man, if I could remember who it was. And his name, my childhood friend name was Jeremy Masterson. What's up, buddy? I miss you. I think it was called Talent Link Agency. And those guys, they stole my mother's money that she was saving up. She was saving that money to send to Mexico to the family. We wanted to help out. My mother has a huge heart. Her heart is massive. And she literally like loved walking. Like love with arms and legs. So my mother was supposed to pay $500, and I was 12 years old, and I wanted it so bad, and I was begging her, please, can we do this? And they're like, yeah, we want him. There's something special with Edsson. And then, damn, I can't believe it. And so my mom was like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll do it. But I'll do it a little bit at a time. And so she gave $100. And then we came to find out that the guy just ran off with everybody's money. And my mother was so mad. I remember she was like, Edsson, I told you it was all a scam, and da 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 da. And I felt so bad, man. Like at that point in time, like I just wish the the earth would have just swallowed me up whole. And so I kind of forgot about acting after that because I was so traumatized. And I'm like, you know what? I should focus in school, and I should go to high school, get good grades, and then go to university and become something. So I did that. My elementary career was horrible. My high school career was horrible. I started to really like try near like grade 12, end of grade 11. And then my first year of university was horrible. I almost failed out. And then my second year I got better. My third year I got a lot better. My fourth year I was on track. But I really wasn't happy at all. And at that time I was studying biology. I was majoring in biology and science because I had the plan of to do something to do with like medicine, like I had said. And so yeah, I did that, and I was just so like unfulfilled, so empty, and I got asked to be part of like a casting call while I was working at the mall, and so I went and I did my thing, and they said, "Whoa, he can't act. He's not a very good actor, but he's got raw talent. Like there's something there, whatever that means." And so they sponsored me to go to this thing called AMTC. I went to that, and then I came back, and I was kind of like disillusioned, kind of not. I don't know, I was kind of disenchanted with the whole thing in a way. But there was just something inside of me that wouldn't like stop, like something just kept nudging me, being like, you should keep trying, keep exploring. And so I went and tried out for a play. It was called Western Purple Shorts, and I tried out, and I got a part in Romeo and Juliet, but it was a spoof. It was like a comedy, and I got the role of Romeo, and that theater shorts play festival for like 2 days. I was awarded Best Actor, which I thought was pretty cool, and I honestly didn't know what I was doing. I was just out there having fun and kind of just, willy-nilly in it, so to speak. And it just bit me again, and then after that I said, and that was like near the middle of my fourth year, and I said, that's it, man. The last thing I ever want to do is put on a suit and tie and work a 9 to 5 and shave every day. As you could tell, I don't like to shave, and shave every day, and just, it was crazy. And at that time, we had a friend by the name of Will. He used to play soccer, intramural soccer with us, and unfortunately, he had a very bad accident, and he died. And it was so sad. Like, he wasn't like, we weren't best friends by any means, but like I remember we'd go to the bar and we'd have a shot together. He bought me a shot, I bought him a shot. It was really impacting when, he was just gone. And then I remember we were throwing a huge party, and I'm like telling a friend, you should come to this huge party. We're getting it sponsored by this beer company. We're getting our own limo. It's going to be huge. We're getting VIP at the club. And my buddy goes, and at that time in university, that's like a dream. Like that's all you want to do is party and have a good time and have VIP and bottle service. So at that point you're like, there's no way this guy's gonna say no. And he said to me no, and that was my actually I should maybe not say his name. That was my good friend, who is still my good friend. And he goes, I can't make it to what is basically like a university student's Disneyland. Because I already had and he was the same age I was. He was like 19, 20 years old. He's like, I already used up my 10 days vacation. And especially when you're young and you're still a student, you don't even understand the way the real world works. And, I definitely didn't. And so I just was like, wow, I can't believe that I'm about to. He really made me realize that, you know, someone's going to put 40 hours plus into their life a week, doing something that they may not even love, just doing something just because they have to do it. So I'm going to dedicate 40 hours of my week to something I may dread. And I may do it just to make my mom and dad proud. I may do it just to fit in with society, or, you know, I may do it just to be able to say at cocktail parties, oh yeah, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, or I'm an engineer, and feel good about that. And I mean, sure, there's people that wake up every day and they freaking love being a doctor, an engineer, whatever occupation I may have just said. But what's beautiful about that is that they made that choice, and they're living their life by design, and they're living their life by choice. I would hate to be doing something for 40 hours plus a week, something that I don't love to do. So I was kind of like, forget that. I'm going to be an actor. That's what I really want to do. That's what I really want to try. And I realized that whole time I didn't pursue it because I was afraid of failure, you know? I was afraid to fail, but it's true, on the other side of failure is paradise. So I just launched, and I came to Toronto, and I joined. I did anything and everything that I could to get in front of a camera. I went for student films, I went for short films, paid gigs, unpaid gigs, and like 99% of them were unpaid gigs. But I just kept trying, and I could just, and I was so happy. I was so happy. I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together at the time, but I was so happy doing what I love to do. And so, Nicole, I'm sorry, this is a really long-winded answer. Do you want me to just get right to the end of it? Like, my bad. I realize I'm a lot of it's talking for.
No, I'm listening to you. No, I'm listening to you.
Keep going?
I'm connecting everybody, so we're good.
Keep going, we're good? Okay, cool. Hopefully nobody's clunked out. Yeah. So anyway, I went and I started to do extra work, and on my first day of doing extra work, I met this girl who was the guest star of the episode Flashpoint, which was a big, still is, it's over now, but it was a big Canadian TV show here in Toronto, Flashpoint. It had Hugh Dillon, had a whole bunch of great actors, you know, it was a really cool, like, kind of crime series here in Toronto. And so I went to go be an extra for that, and so the guest star of that episode, for whatever reason, was placed right next to me. And I had just started this, so I didn't know that extras were, you know, dignified enough to talk to the cast members. And but I didn't care. I was so excited. I was so happy. I'm like, hey, what's going on? You know, you having a good time? Like, that must be so fun working with that guy and working with Hugh Dillon and all this stuff. And Jeremy Masterson, I saw that you just joined, bro. I just finished talking about you. I'm so glad you joined. Double back on this video and you'll see what I was saying. But I'm so glad to see you, brother. Anyways, yeah. She was kind enough to be like, yeah, what's going on? Let's, she started talking back to me, and for whatever reason, she's like, you know what? You're a really cool guy. Like, you're a really nice guy. My sister, she's an agent. You should message her. I think she could really use someone like you in her roster. I said, really? For sure. Why not? So I messaged her. Long story short, thank God she got me as an actor. And it's so funny because on that set, the director, Holly Dale, was the director, and I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to talk to the director as an extra. And I said something to her, but don't get me wrong, Holly Dale is an amazing person. She's so beautiful. She's such a great director. She doesn't even know this story. I never told her. But anyway, she's such an awesome director and beautiful person. So I talked to her and I said something, and she said something along the lines like, you know what, it doesn't matter, you're an extra, just stand there. And that just burned me so much, you know, and I remember being like, I am never going to be in this position again, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get out of this, you know, bottom feeder hierarchy, get out of this hierarchy and me being the bottom feeder. So it just happens that like 3 years later, Holly Dale and I worked together on The Firm, and I was like one of the guest stars on the show The Firm. So it's just so funny to see what could happen. So anyways, long story short, man, I finally made it into the union after a year of trying, and I'm still so grateful for that, because some people spend a lifetime trying to get into the union, and thankfully I got into the union. I met a great actor friend by the name of Gabe Gray. We did a play together. He directed it. He introduced me to my amazing agent, Shari Qualenberg, which I love so much. You may be watching right now. We formed such an amazing team. She helped me make my team in LA as well. And so sorry, I just read a comment that came up. So anyways, she got me my team in LA, and now my other team here in Toronto, which is Paige and Heidi, and man, they're so awesome, man. They're so amazing. Heidi, and I'll tell you, you're probably gonna ask about this later, but I'll tell you about this real quick right now, that we were on hold for this really huge project that we're gonna talk about later, and I called up the agency, and I was specifically looking for Heidi, and I go, Heidi, like, I can't take this, man, like, being on hold for this project, it's nuts. And she was able to talk me down and just, relax. And so, they're more than just agents. They're such an amazing team. They're so amazing with me. So yeah, so I got Shari Qualenberg, and then we just started booking, man, and we got a Lifetime movie with Andy McDowell and Daniel Sanjata, who was in Grey's Anatomy, who was in Graceland, is in this new show now, which I can't remember the name of right now, but anyways, huge star. And Dane DeHaan, who was the villain in the Superman movie. So I booked that like right out of the gate, which was amazing, which was so cool. And then we got The Border, and then we got another movie, and then we got another show, and it just kept building. And to be honest, I was a very impatient, immature actor, and I just kept pushing my agent, let's get more, let's get more, let's get more, let's get more. More auditions. And I said, you know what, Shari, I got to get out of Toronto. Toronto isn't big enough for me, or maybe I'll try my chances in LA. I got to get out of here. And my Shari is an amazing agent. She's so awesome, and she goes, you know what, Edsson, you're kind of a small fish in a small pond, so to speak. You're not really well known here in Toronto, let alone in LA. I don't think it's a very good idea for you to go, and I think you should keep working away at it. We've only been doing this for like 3 years. I think you should wait, get some more stuff under your belt. And so, my mama just joined. Hi, Mama. I love you. Probably my dad's there too. Hey, Dad. What's up, guys? So yeah, they I got impatient, but it's so funny the way the universe works. Like it just provided. Even though in my impatience, I found a guy that was able to hook me up with the deal memos, and he's such an amazing dude, and he helped me all along the way. He helped me get an immigration lawyer. I had a whole bunch of people that for the first time when I went there to take manager and agent meetings, they were like, if you want, you can stay at my house. So like everything was just aligning, and I was like, you know what, I think it's meant to be that I go to LA. So lo and behold, I got my visa. It was a 2-year process, and I got to go to LA. And let me tell you, it was so much fun. It was such a roller coaster ride. There were so many lows. There were so many ups. Like, I can't tell you how many restless, sleepless nights I'd have thinking, man, when am I going to get my first audition? And Shari, my agent, she was right, man. Like, my first year was horrific. I didn't audition for hardly anything, and I kept pushing my manager, being like, man, when am I going to get more? When am I going to get more? And he kept telling me, Edsson, like, this stuff takes time. This stuff takes time. You just got here. Nobody knows you. You're going up against these huge actors, especially Latino actors. How many Latino actors are here in LA and already established? Give me time. And then I kept pushing him, and finally we got an LA agent. We got an LA commercial agent, and I was almost going to be the next AT&T spokesperson. I was going to have a campaign with Nike almost. So all these close calls. State Farm Insurance. It was hilarious. And yeah, so that worked out, and then I got super lucky with Hentified. Oh my God, I got so lucky with Hentified. Marvin Lemus and Lynette, or Linda Chavez, I meant to say. With Linda Chavez, Marvin Lemus and Linda Chavez wrote Hentified, that was produced by Macro Ventures, and that were the actual production for Fences, production company for Fences, Denzel Washington and Viola Davis's movie. And then America Ferrera as well was the executive producer. So Beth Blanks put out a breakdown for the show Hentified, and it was starting to get buzz already in LA, like, oh, there's this new web series, you know, this new digital series that's going to be, and so I submitted myself for it, my agent submitted myself for it, my manager submitted me for it, and then had I not have had an audition with Beth Blanks and Carla Houle, who were the casting directors for Narcos, and I believe are still the casting, well, I know Carla Houle is still the casting director for Narcos. I had an audition with them for Pixar to do the voiceover for a new Latino movie that's going to be coming out. And it went so well that at the end of it, she gave me a hug. Carla Houle gave me a hug and said, "It's so great to meet you. Thank you so much." And then I got to go to Paramount and test for a series that I guess didn't get picked up to be one of the series regulars. So we had already formed a relationship before I got submitted for Hentified. And so, yeah, I went to the audition, and I was told, like, they told me, you know, don't let anybody know, but right now you're the guy to beat. And the director, Marvin Lemus, he was so cool, man. He was so chill, so nice. I walked into the room. He's like, "Hey, man, what's up? Nice to meet you." And right away, he was like, "You know, this is what we're looking for. This is kind of what the vibe and stuff." And he was really, really kind. And yeah, and I did my first take. He's like, "All right, that's cool. Just try to throw in some more Spanish in there." And then I did my second take. He's like, "All right, you know what, man? Don't worry so much about the words. You know, just put in your own vibe in there." And I'm like, "All right, cool." And the reader with me at the time, she was a girl, and she had all these ripped pants, like her pants were ripped. And so we just started to kind of improv. And the guy that I was supposed to be reading with, she was reading like a guy part, which was my cousin. And I go, "Come on, bro, you know, why don't you buy yourself some real pants?" And I remember Beth Blanks kind of looking at the reader, being like, oh snap, and then kind of looking at Marvin, the director, being like, oh, like he kind of just insulted the reader. And I kind of made a face like, whoops. But I guess the director, he dug it, and yeah, and he told me that that was the role, my role, Chris, was the role that he auditioned the most Latino actors for. So I was so proud of that. And it wasn't until like my second year, like 18 months, that I started to actually start to book stuff. You know, like actually started getting auditions and booking stuff. And then we booked the George Lopez show, which was so awesome. I got to meet George Lopez, and you know, I was like 12 years old, 13 years old, watching him. "Why you crying? You know, why you crying?" Watching the stand-up comedy. And I remember, I promise you, Nicole, I was like, man, I'd love to work with him one day, you know, just to pick his brain. And lo and behold, I got to work with him, man. I got to chill with him. He was so nice to me. He's such a cool guy. George Lopez was so chill. And it was just so crazy to start to see, you know, the dreams start to come true. It's the way I could explain it is like deja vu. You know, when someone goes, "Oh my God, I just had deja vu," and it's like such a crazy feeling, almost like an in or out of body experience, or like like time stopped for a second. Multiply that by like a kajillion, and that's what it's like when you start to kind of see your dreams start to become a reality. And then I came back to Toronto. Some stuff happened, personal family stuff happened that we had to take care of, family business stuff happened that we had to take care of as well. My papers were going to be up anyways, and but I said, you know what, like I gotta go. I went. My LA agent dropped me. I was on hold for I can't believe it. It's so funny. And my LA manager as well dropped me. And this is the reason why, and especially for any actors who are watching right now, I want y'all to take this in for sure, is that when I started to book, right, like I started to really realize my self-worth and stuff like that, and I started to realize that my manager, I felt, you know, and I don't know if it's true, that it was my gut feeling, I felt that he wasn't appreciating my worth the way I was appreciating my worth. So I spoke up. A lot of actors, I don't know why, especially Canadian actors, it's true that we do have like an LA complex that we feel or we think that LA is the Mecca, you know, that LA is the end all be all, which is not necessarily true. And we can touch on that later. But yeah, so for whatever reason, we're like, you know, LA managers and agents, they're like these gods, so we can't kind of talk back. But I said, you know what, forget that. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. And I told him, you know, I feel like this and I feel like that. And he got upset. And he, you know, Edsson, you know, I don't think you're appreciating how hard I've been working for you. And you know, what do you expect? You're not booking this, you're not booking that. And I go, you know, how do you expect me to book this or book that if you don't set me up for this and that? And you set me up for a one-liner on this one movie, like give me more. And so I started to get like really kind of not bullying, but being like, you know, I know myself and I know my worth, so if you don't see it, then we got to hit the road. And he said, all right, cool, bye. And I said, all right, bye. And so he left, and then I still had my LA agent, and at that time, I was on hold for a brand new movie, or TV series, on Hulu. Or no, not Hulu, sorry, it was on, I think it was Hulu, actually. So anyways, and it, like, but I came back to Toronto, and my LA agents were like, like, when you get it, you have to come back. And I'm like, of course I'll come back, but just let me take care of this right now. So I went back, and almost every single other Friday I get a message being like, hey, just to let you know you're still pinned. Hey, just to let you know you're still pinned. Hey, just to let you know that they changed the schedule and you're still pinned. And it was like, oh man, like, it was like, this is killing me. So anyways, I got it. I got the message that I didn't get it. It didn't go my way. And after that, I just didn't hear back from them. I messaged them and be like, hey, what's going on? I checked in, hey, what's going on? I checked in, what's going on? And until I finally pulled the trigger and said, all right, cool. So apparently we're not working together anymore, so that's cool. Peace, all the best. And yeah, and that was that. And then we got Conan O'Brien's show on TBS, People of Earth. And then we got Conviction, where I got to hang out with one of my, kind of like one of the guys that really inspired me, Manny. And he, when I first started out, he played my brother in the TV show Breakout Kings. But I was an extra, and I was dead in the coffin. And I think it was the episode was Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego or something like that. And so he played my brother, but I was the extra, like I said. And one of the lead actresses, Linda Yvette, I believe was her name, she played one of the lead regulars on Dexter. So it was so cool getting to play with them, getting to work with them. But anyways, I looked at Manny like in awe, you know, being like, whoa, there's this Latino who's doing it too, and he's doing it big, and he's all the way from LA here to Toronto. And, you know, he's so inspiring. And then when I booked Conviction, I got to work with Manny, which was crazy. And if you check out my Instagram, we're taking a picture there. And then I'm taking a picture with Emily from The Walking Dead. And it's so funny because Emily as well, when I was in LA and I was serving, working under the table, she came in with her family, I believe, for Thanksgiving or Christmas the next day, and I was working Christmas or Boxing Day, the 26th. And I remember seeing her, and I was like, man, you know, when is this gonna be over? Like, when do I stop being the actor who brings the check to the table, and when am I going to start being the actor that starts getting the checks in the mail, you know? And lo and behold, I got to work with Emily as well on Conviction, ABC show. So it was just crazy, man, to see how this all started to work out. And then yeah, and pretty much here we are. And then we've been booking and we've been working, and we just booked this huge role, this huge project. And this is something that I'm now able to do full time, thank God. And yeah, and now I'm working. I'm going to be starting. I really kind of want to like help and send the positive energy back, because the only way that I've gotten here is with help. You know, like everybody, so many people have helped me so much. You know, so many people have bent over backwards to get me to where I am now. And I mean, my wife alone, like, she's been so selfless. You know, she's made so many sacrifices. You know, my wife Jennifer, she's so beautiful inside and out. And so, like, so many people have helped me. So I was thinking, you know, like, I want to help people as well. I want to help. I want to give back. And I started to like understand things, and things started to click. And I wanted to share that with other actors. So I reached out to one of the top casting directors in all of Canada. He's absolutely amazing. And I don't want to give away too much yet because we're still in like pre-productions of this project, but I told him, you know, this is my vision, this is my idea, and I want to help Toronto actors, especially Toronto actors that keep having this itch to want to go to LA. I want to help them, and I want to put on like a specialty development clinic that's going to help with auditioning and helping with audition nerves, because I believe success is 90% mental and 10% mechanical, if not 100% mental. And especially in this game that we play, and I feel like a lot of actors just worry so much on the mechanical versus the mental. So I shared that with the casting director, and he jumped on board, and he was happy to be a part of it. So now we're going to be doing this audition clinic very, very soon, hopefully. But I don't want to talk too much about it just yet because we're still working out the details. So, man, Nicole, a very long-winded answer. I'm so sorry, but yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, that's great, Edsson. That's so great. I'm so excited about all the things that you got in the fire and all of the amazing things you've done, what you've gone through.
Thank you.
You spoke a little bit about the struggle with LA and trying to make it in LA and how rough that first year was. What do you feel like was the turning point to really make you an international actor where you could work in Toronto, work in LA, and really see yourself bi-coastal?
It's a good question. So at what point, what was the turning point that let me see myself as like a bi-coastal actor?
Yes.
Gosh, I would have to say, I don't know, like, Nicole, I don't even know how to answer that question, love. Like, it's like, so much happens so fast, you know, and like, I think, like, it's crazy because it's like I never stopped believing. As much of a cliche as that sounds like, and Nicole, when you think about it, like, if I were to really tell you all the ins and outs of my life is a cliche. Like, I'm a Mexican immigrant that got here to Canada from my parents playing the immigration lottery because Canada was doing a refugee immigration for Mexicans, and my parents did it the day before it ended, and we were the last ballot that got picked. Like, my life is a cliche, you know what I mean? Like, I've come from nothing, and, you know, by no means am I, you know, whatever. I'm not sleeping on a bed of money or anything like that, but like, I've been poor, and I know what it's like to not have, and I know what it's like to have. It's so crazy, you know what I mean? I've worked with my heroes, like, I've worked with people that like I've only dreamed of working with, and this big huge project that I'm going to be working on, I'm working with two A-list actors side by side, and one of them has just been nominated for an Oscar. Like, and I've been in this game for only 8 years, 9 years. You know what I mean? And talking with Kevin Hart and Jake Gyllenhaal, like I had the chance to even rub shoulders with those kind of dudes, and they said to me, you know, I'm a 19-year overnight success, which is so crazy. You know what I mean? So I might sound like a cliche, but I never stopped believing, and it was like you constantly get beat up, and actors know exactly what I'm talking about. You go in there, you go for the audition, it's like just constantly a no, or you get pinned and you get that call from your agent, and it's like, oh, unfortunately they went another way, and you're just like, you gotta show the brave face, but it crushes you. You know what I mean? It really, really, really hits you hard, and so it's like, I think those are the actors that make it or start to get to realize their dreams. It's not the pretty actors, or it's not the super talented actors, because I know some talented actors, man. I know some actors that can hack circles around me, but for whatever reason, they're not where I am at, you know, which is unfortunate, because they're almost kind of like doing a disservice to society, because they could touch so many people's hearts and souls through this art, through this craft of acting, you know. So, but whatever, it is what it is. So yeah, so I just knew that it was gonna happen. I just knew that, like, I just had to keep going, and I there was really no like turning point. There was really no like eureka moment. It was like, oh my God, we're doing it. You know what I mean? And even now, it's still like kind of surreal sometimes to be like, oh my God, I'm doing it. Like we're in the mix. Like, the best way I could describe it is that, like, we've been around, like, the Israelites have been wandering the desert for 39 years, you know what I mean? And we have finally come around to our 40th year, and we can finally see the promised land after being in the desert for so long, after trying for so long. So that's like what it feels like right now. So it's like, it's still not a point, but I can tell you this for sure. I started to work more when I started to realize that booking was a conscious decision. Like, when being good or being amazing was a conscious choice. When I realized the difference between confidence and cockiness, I said to a friend of mine, he goes, so you're a good actor? And I said, yeah, I'm probably one of the best actors the world is gonna know, I said. And he goes, oh, okay. And I go, I saw the way you looked at me like that, and I know the way you're looking at me, and he's an actor as well, and I go, I know the way you're looking at me, and you're looking at me like I think I'm cocky, but the truth is that I've just stepped into this new found belief in myself. And I said, you know what the problem is, bro, is that there's gonna be another dude out there that's exactly like me, or who looks just like me or sounds just like me, and is going for the exact same roles I'm going for, or is going for the exact same dreams I'm going for. And he may say, if someone asks him, yeah, I am the best, and he'll believe it. And because he believes it, and he's willing to say it with so much conviction, that's going to cause him to act in a specific way. And if he doesn't believe in himself, how is a producer or director that's ready to invest hundreds of millions of dollars going to believe in this guy? So he's like, I'm like, if I won't believe in me, he will believe in himself, and he'll beat me, because I don't believe in me. So he's going to use me and you as a stepping stone, bro. So you better be able to start to say that you believe in yourself, because if you don't, the dude who does believe in yourself is going to take your place, and you're going to just be watching from the sidelines while he's just collecting, you know? So when I started to think like that, and really know myself, know my worth, is when everything started to click. Is when everything started to, and when I started to just be me. When I stopped all the BS, when I stopped all the trying to be cool or whatever. You know, that's when I really started to get more work. So I guess that's it. There was really no one specific point.
So really, the key to being able to be a bi-coastal actor and to be able to work and get gigs, no matter where you are in the world, is to honestly and truthfully believe in yourself and know you can do it.
Absolutely.
And know that the only thing that's holding you back from success of living out the maximum potential of your dreams is you.
Yeah. Yeah, man, like it's that attraction, you know, it's that you don't get it if you don't ask. You know, like I could quote you the Bible, I could quote you the Quran, I can quote you the Torah, and it all says the same kind of thing, you know, ask and you shall receive, knock, the door shall be open to you, seek and you shall find kind of thing. So, yeah, you don't get it if you don't ask. And I was so hard-headed that every no just turned into a next for me.
That's amazing. So you made a conviction within yourself that you are a winner, you are the best, you are successful, and ultimately what began to happen was everything that you spoke into your life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely. It was this as well. Like, I was just so. I have a friend by the name of Jamie Phelps, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying her name. She's such a beautiful woman, and she now has fourth stage cancer, and she was kind enough, pleasant enough, and just beautiful enough to share some of her time with me and go out to brunch with me and my wife. And man, I can't even express to you how inspiring she was for me. And she said to me, Edsson, you know, and this is someone who's fighting for life. You know, she's fighting for her life every day. And she's beat cancer before. And she actually doesn't like it when people say beat, because it's a constant fight. It's very hard because they tell you that, you know, it's gone, that you're in remission, but if you start getting a cold or you start feeling a certain way, you start to fear right away, oh no, is it coming back? It's always like, it's very, very hard. And she really opened up to me. She was so nice, and you know, she really like let me in and told me her story and stuff. And she just had my wife and I in awe. You know, even when we got out of the restaurant and we were in the car, we were just like, wow, I don't think she will ever understand how much her soul touched our soul, how impacting she was in our lives. So she was like, Edsson, let me ask you this, because we were talking about my career and stuff like that, and she used to work with me when I used to work as a server at the Keg, and that's how we knew each other, and she's kind of seen my career as well. So she goes, let me ask you something, Edsson, are you happy right now? I go, what do you mean? She goes, are you happy right now in your life, the way things are, you know, with the amazing, beautiful, gorgeous, inside and out woman that you have? Are you happy with her, with your wife? I go, absolutely, man, she's a dream come true. And she goes, perfect. Are you good? Do you have health? Yeah, I do. She goes, is it good? Yeah, I do have health. And let me tell you, I got over shingles. And I have never been so humbled in my life. The pain was so bad that if there was a gun on the table, I would have picked it up and lights out, because the pain was drastically horrible. And it was on the side of my head. So I felt what it was like to have your health compromised and to realize, man, I'm not invincible. So she asked me, are you happy with your health? And I said, 110%. I'm so grateful to be healthy. And she goes, okay, perfect. Do you have a job? Yes. Do you have a job? Do you have food? Do you have running water? Can you see? Do you have the sunshine? All these amazing things that you know, we can easily take for granted. And I said yes to everything. She goes, so if you never worked another day in your life as an actor, you can say that you would be happy. And you can say that everything that you've done thus far, you can say you did it. You've pursued your dream and you've done it. And if you never work a day in your life, would you be happy? I said, no, I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be fulfilled. She goes, no, but would you be happy? Not fulfilled, that's different. Would you be happy? I go, yeah, I would be happy. She goes, so then what does it matter if you book a role tomorrow and it's the biggest role you've ever booked in your life, or if you don't book the role? You'll still be happy. And it's very true what she said, because even scientific studies have shown on sense of humor that and joy, that just as fast as your joy goes up, it comes back down, and then you go back to whatever your genetic makeup is of joy and whatever your nurture is of joy. And so I'm like, yeah, like it's true. I'd still be happy. Then she's like, well, then why don't you just enjoy the moment now, and just be happy and just enjoy it? I said, oh my God, that's so true. And she like really blew my mind, you know. And I had been listening to so many audios and stuff like that that had spoken upon the same thing, and it just was so crazy how everything was aligning in my life at that time, and the fact and point in time when we met, Jamie and I. And she just blew my mind, and I said, thank you so much, Jamie. And she may not know this, but when we were talking, like, I was trying so hard not to cry, like my throat, you know, I had that frog in my throat. She was giving me the feels so bad. So anyway, yeah, so I think one of the things, not only believing, is just being happy and grateful with what you have now, you know, with where you are now. The simple fact that we have our health, it's amazing. And it's honestly, it's not only believing, but it's the joy of the pursuit. Like, man, I'm not as happy as when I book something as when I see all the little clues that I've seen from before. Like I said, deja vu. And for those people that just tuned in, I said that when your dreams start to come true, it's very much like the feeling of deja vu, that like, oh my God feeling, that like time stopped for a second feeling, but just times it by like 1,000,000. So when you start to see all these deja vu moments, that's like the real joy. That's when you start to get like really excited. And just, it's so beautiful, you know, to see how life unfolds. So I think that's what it is just making a decision and saying, no matter what, you know, I'm never going to stop believing it. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to die trying. And Nicole, I'm telling you right now, I would rather die trying. I just got offered a job to start in this investment company. They're quoting me $20,000 a month, blah, 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 blah. Who even knows if it's true? And I turned that down. And let me tell you, you know, the Moraleses, me, Jenny and I, we're not making $20,000 a month. You know what I mean? So it was a very like tempting offer. But I thought, you know what, the idea of having to wear a tie, a suit, always shaving, my shoes shine, cufflinks, briefcase, having to 9 to 5 and find parking, and then the traffic, and then just doing crap that I don't even care about, like, man, kill me now. So I would rather die trying, and I'm telling you, I'm going to die trying this. Either I'm going to make it or I'm going to die. So it's that kind of decision making, that kind of a belief, that kind of yeah, I'm going to die, or I'm going to make it, or I'm going to die, one way or another. It's that kind of belief, and just being grateful for the present, grateful for what you have now, I would feel like is my sanity, or like my little recipe for success, I should say. Although, when I was speaking with Jake Gyllenhaal, he did tell me this, and I want to let actors know this also, especially when you're looking for like acting classes or an acting coach. And let me tell you, an acting coach isn't going to want to keep you forever. He's not going to want to keep you to help you pay his mortgage. He's going to want to develop you and then send you off so that, you know, you can continue to be amazing and be great. Just like your parents, they don't want to keep you forever. They want you to fly the coop and be your own individual. But obviously they're always there for coaching. They're always there for mentorship. They're always there for support and help. And thankfully I have someone like that in my life. I have a couple of people like that in my life. Anyways, yeah, so that's not the kind of coach that you want to have. So it's like, Nicole, sorry, give me one moment.
No, I'm listening to you.
Yeah. Sorry, give me one moment. This thing is, give me a second because my phone's about to die. I gotta connect it. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that, Nicole.
You're all good, Edsson. For the people who are listening, make sure you pick up Edson's copy of the July issue, which is now available for sale at readtnemag.com. That's READ. T is in Tom, N is in Nancy, E is in every, mag.com. And just for listening to this interview, you get an additional 30% off of your purchase if you put in Edsson Magazine. EDSSON.
Oh.
And you get 30% off just for listening to this interview today. Edsson, I know you're a busy man. We're going to try to wrap up. Is there any last words you would like to leave for the viewers and the people of TNE Magazine so they can know what last words you would have for those aspiring actors to stay motivated and to continue to work to get those dreams accomplished?
No, I would just say just don't stop, persist, and be grateful and carpe diem. You know, seize the day.
That's awesome. Thank you, Edsson. Where can people find you and follow you to know more about you and what you're doing?
You can get me on Instagram at Morales Edsson. It's just my last name and my first name. MORALESEDSSON. Or they can check me out on Facebook or Twitter. My handle is at Edsson Morales.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Edsson.
Nicole, thank you.
We able to get our full breakdown and understanding of this interview in the July issue, and maybe I'm going to put in the figures of some things that you've got in the works for months to come.
Yeah. We got a big project coming on. Unfortunately, I can't say too much about it, but it's going to be a big, huge network movie. And like I said, I'm going to be working with alongside 2 A-list Hollywood actors. One who has been just recently nominated for an Oscar. So it's going to be really, really cool. It's a book that's been adapted to a movie. And especially in this text, tweet, twerk, Twitter world, it's this movie's definitely needed. It's an amazing, artistic, conscious, culture-conscious movie. So I can't wait. We're going to be putting out the message when it's safe to put out.
All right, guys. You heard it here first at TNE Magazine. Actually, we were so honored and privileged to have you.
The pleasure was mine. The pleasure was mine.
Updating the people on the things that you got to come.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Nicole.
Hey TNE fans, we hope you enjoyed this video today. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our amazing interviews, how-to videos, or knowing what's going on in the TNE community. So subscribe now. We look forward to getting your input on this video and the many videos to come.